All right, good day. Welcome back to the Gone Show. So we made it back from New Orleans. We had the opportunity there, as you saw, to go deliver the Jeep to Mama Jane. She's been, I guess, one of the first group of people that subscribe to the channel, obviously through Robert and stuff, and she watches all the time. And we're glad that she does, and we had the opportunity to take the Jeep to her, and you know, like you all saw. So it was really a treat for us to do that for her, and I know that she's going to enjoy it and definitely get some miles out of it. So if you've been following along the channel so far, you know that Jeep. It's the automatic 3-speed with the 307 gears in it. So it's not something that would be like a big tire kind of off-road rig. That one's meant to go around town and, you know, go to the beach, top down on the weekend kind of thing. And honestly, for us, it just wasn't getting utilized. It sat out here for a long time. I brought it in and out, occasionally doing some work to it. And so I'm glad that she's got that opportunity and she can take it and use it. So, and then there was 3. So we're left with Tanya's copper LJ, Leroy, my LJ, Rubicon, and then my black one. I did have an offer from somebody to buy the black one, and I'm not there yet. We use it still constantly. It is kind of my go-to on the highway rig. We had that thing, you know, 75 miles an hour, one thumb, just cruising. It's another one of those rigs that you can just point and let her rip. So I'm going to hang on to that one for a little while. It's still kind of my daily while we're doing work on the LJ and getting it ready for our big road trip. So that brings us to today. What are we doing? I got a few things still on the go with these rigs. This one, I need to put some front end stuff in it. And I'm going to walk you through that because that's what we're going to work on today. So I got some parts and pieces here that we're going to put on. My rig, it's leaking oil pretty badly. There's a nice little puddle under there, you know, rear main seal, valve cover gasket. So we're going to go through that a little later on. So that's still coming. And then I got to do some work on the black one too. I got some service items to do, and I'm going to do some audio upgrades into that one because I'm not happy. Yeah, just not going great. So we're going to work on that a little later on too. So for today, I'm going to throw on some tie rod ends and some steering components and stuff. So stick around. Enjoy the ride. Just zipped out the front tires. I picked up these little alignment rack things off Amazon. They're a simple little thing. They come with a couple of tape measures so that we can go across, and this is going to help us obviously measure the toe in and out. So when we take the steering components off, everything should just line back up the way it was. So I'm going to get a bunch of measurements before I take this all apart so that when I put it back together, I know what I had, because the alignment was just done on this rig not that long ago. So I should be able to, you know, figure out straight. And then the toe is going to be about a 1/16 of an inch, give or take, just a little bit bigger than that. So let's see what we can figure out here. Okay, so I got these two. There's exactly a 1/16 of an inch between the two. Just with the handy dandy tape measures, 60 inches and what's that, 9/16. And this is 60 inches and 5/8 to the inside. So it's exactly a 1/16 of an inch on the toe in. So now I can start unbolting this and get the new parts on. Here's what I bought for new parts. So it's basically the disassembled Y kit, but the reason why I didn't just replace the tie rods is this one's a little bit beefier. So in the event that, you know, we do take Tanya's rig off road, this one's an inch and that one's obviously a lot thinner. So This was a budget kit I got off of, I think, Extreme Terrain, and it was relatively inexpensive. I could have just replaced the tie rods, I think, on that one, and put a new stabilizer shock on it and called it good. But this kit came with everything, the stabilizer shock and all new stuff. So the cost difference, I really didn't save a whole bunch. Plus it's shiny and new. So we're gonna go ahead and throw this on and yeah, let's see if we can get this done. I never explained to it why I was taking this apart. When I was under here last week, I changed out the air conditioner compressor, which in this Jeep was a bear because it's up underneath the bottom of the engine here. So I had to disconnect, a bunch of crap to get it out. And as I was fumbling around down here, I grabbed on to the front bar and I turned and it's flopping like a fish. And then I grabbed the other one, and the outer tie rod isn't bad over there, but they're wore out. So could you get a little bit more life out of them? Yeah, but we're in Houston and the roads are not upkept well. It's like driving a four-wheel trail every time we come home. So and because this is Tanya's daily driver, I want to make sure that everything's nice and tight and she doesn't end up with one tire looking off to the left like that random Walmart greeter that you run into. So we're just going to bang these out and put the new one in. All right, I think I need a little persuading tool. One. There's two. Come on, seriously? It will not come out. Who would have thunk that this would have been this hard? All right, so I had a real bear getting that steering linkage tie rod out. It was bound in there bad. But I got it back together. I measured the thing, so I think I've got a solid base to do some end-to-end measurements and get pretty close. And then I can start slapping this back together. And then we got to get the steering wheel straight. It's not a overly complicated process, just, okay. So now if I match that one pretty close. I can get that one pretty close. So what I should be able to do is start piecing this together, I think. Okay, so all I want to do right now is kind of just get this loosely in to how it's supposed to go, and then I can kind of tighten it up as we go, I think. I hope. Okay, that steering pitman arm was a battle, but I got it. So I got everything all together. Now, I just kind of cinched it up just to tighten it. You can see the wheels are turned. The beauty part about this is I can turn this to adjust the distance between both wheels. So all I got to do now is kind of straighten this out, get this somewhat parallel, put the two tape measures across, and then just basically wind this in until I get my 16th inch toe, which I should be able to do relatively easily, I hope. I might have to take this back out and adjust these windings, but I got a little too far in there, not enough there, but we'll see how this goes. That might be good. Okay, so you can see I'm over 60. I'm 61 and a quarter to the inside. And here I'm 60 and, well, 3/16 to the inside. So I obviously got quite a bit of twisting to do. So I'm gonna go twist on that thing and see if I can pull these in a little bit. Okay, so there I'm 60 and 9/16. And on this side, I'm 60 and 7/16. So I got to come out just a little bit, ever so slightly. I think that got her. So now I'm 60 and 5/16. And there's 60 and 5/8. So I'm exactly a 16th of an inch from front to back, with a little bit of, error. So I'm really darn close. So I'm gonna button all this down, and then I gotta go have something to eat, I think. And then I'm gonna get Tanya to come out and we're gonna straighten the steering wheel, and I'll show you how to do that when I get back. So don't go anywhere. All right, I got everything all in. I gotta adjust the steering wheel now, but Tanya had to take off. So I've got it almost set up. The steering wheel's a little turned. Let me show you here. So looking down, I mean, the toe end's gonna be a little bit, so it's just a tiny bit turned. But you can see the steering wheel is way off. So I got to come counterclockwise almost a quarter of a turn. So I'm going to go do that now. I'm going to leave you in here, and hopefully this works, and you guys can tell me when the steering wheel is where it should be. Ooh, that's pretty darn close. All right, so you guys saw that, rotating the steering wheel. So all I did to do that is to just loosen these off and just rotate this collar. So this is threaded actually counterclockwise. So when you thread it one way, it'll pull it in or push it out, and it pushes the steering box to get the steering wheel centered. Once you get it, you just basically lock these down, and then that's it. So alignment to get the toe is just with this guy. Once you get your your basic measurements, get it close, and then obviously use the measuring things to lock it in. So I got everything done, but not done. Let me show you. So everything's in, all the castle nuts are on, cotter pins in, the alignment's done. I'm within a 1/16 of an inch on the toe, which is spec. I think it's 0.15 degrees, which is about 1/16 of an inch. So I'm close there. The issue that I'm having is this. The grease fitting on these always comes out like the side, either the bottom or the top, so that you can grease the nipples. And this is the issue. So you can see it, the grease fittings hitting the stabilizer shock knuckle. If that wasn't in there, obviously that would clear. I even polished it up a little bit, because when you take the grease fitting out, it still kind of rubs a little bit, but that might be because the accident that this is in, maybe things got pushed a little bit, but that grease fitting should definitely not be hitting that much. So I've got an email into Extreme Terrain tech support. I'm just gonna run it without the grease fitting for now, because that's really all I can do. Tanya needs to run this rig because Blue's gone, so she doesn't have another machine that she can run around in. So I'm just gonna put it together like that, and we'll see what happens to fix it. All right, so still lots more to come. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and see you on the next one.